for you tonight. Welcome to day 67 of Bible reading through Bible in a year.
I'm Eric.
I'm Linda. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Or good evening.
Or whatever time of day you tune in. God bless you.
Yes.
We're going to open in prayer, and then we'll get right at it. Father in heaven, we count it all joy to be able to read your word. We pray that you will reveal yourself to us through your word, that we may know you in a better way, that we may know you in a deeper way, and that we may live a life that is pleasing to you. May Christ be seen in us, and we give you all the praise and the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
See, I noticed tonight it's not doing the blur thing. How good it is.
Yeah, wow.
Some days when the webcam is uploading this video segment, every movement is like a blur. Like if you watched yesterday's, it was horrible. Look at this. I can move my hand and it's completely following it. Look at that. Not a blur at all. And yet this morning I did my exercise video early at 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and it's still processing it. It hasn't uploaded it yet. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
She's working on it.
I'm really
I go to
frustrated
work.
with
She's
technology.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So if you're a believing person and a praying person, pray for me to be able to master this technology so that I can actually have a life after videotaping. Gardening season is coming.
And I can have a wife after this.
Yes. I don't want to take 12 hours to upload every segment. So we're reading chapter 5 of Deuteronomy.
And I'm reading the New International Version.
And I'm reading the good old King James Version for all faithful King James persons.
And she just bought this Bible
I
yesterday.
got it as an answer to prayer, kind of, because I've been asking.
It's got large print.
I can't even see the words on it. It actually says King James Version. You can't get the light right.
Okay.
But anyway, I got it. We went out for a drive with my daughter and husband and come across this great little book place. And they actually have this on the shelf. And it was a really good price. I think it was $6.99 or something.
No, 15.
Oh, it's that much?
Yeah. But that's not a bad price.
That's right.
Okay. The Ten Commandments.
10 Commandments.
Moses summoned all of Israel and said, "Hear, O Lord, O Israel, I should say, the decrees and laws I declare in your hearing today. Learn them and be sure to follow them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us at Horeb. It was not with our fathers that the Lord made this covenant, but with us, with all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke to you face to face out of the fire on the mountain. At that time I stood between the Lord and you to declare to you the word of the Lord, because you were afraid of the fire and did not go up the mountain." And he said,
and verse 6, "I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other God before me. Thou shalt not make any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting iniquity of the father upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation, on them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. The Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor any ox, nor thine ass, nor any of the cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates, that thy maidservant and thy manservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand, and by stretching out an arm. Therefore the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day holy. It doesn't say holy, it just says keep the Sabbath day. Sorry.
Verse 16, "Honor your father and your mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live long, and that it may go well with you in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not set your desire on your neighbor's house or land, his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Verse 22.
How I remembered the Ten Commandments as a child was the first 5 had to do with God and parent, and it's like one God, no other God. Don't swear, like use the name vainly, Sabbath day, and honor your parents because it pleases God. And the last 5 are about others, like your neighbors. Don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't commit adultery, don't covet. And so it was easy to remember them when I put them into groups like that. Okay, we're reading from verse 22. These words the Lord spoke unto all your assembly in the mount of the midst of the fire of the cloud and the thick darkness with a great voice. He added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass, when you heard the voice of the midst of the darkness, the mountain did burn with fire, that ye came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes with your elders. And you said, Behold, the Lord our God has shown us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God doth talk with man, and he liveth. Verse, Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of the Lord our God any more, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of a fire, as we have and lived? Go thou near and hear all that the Lord thy God shall say, and speak thou unto us all that the Lord thy God shall speak upon thee, and we will hear it and do it. Where's yours changed? And the Lord heard the voice of your words, when ye spake unto me. And the Lord said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of the people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said all that they have spoken. Oh, that there were such a heart in them, that they would fear me, and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them, and with their children forever. Verse 30. Go, say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments, and the statutes, and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I gave them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do therefore as the Lord your God hath commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in all the ways which the Lord your God hath commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Mine didn't break it. It was all one big movie.
Well, you could have stopped anyway.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't have to read the whole thing.
I'm sorry, I'll let you read chapter
Hogging
6.
it.
I'm hogging it. Chapter 6. He's grumbling. See, grumbling.
Just teasing you, dude.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Love the Lord your God. These are the commands, decrees, the laws the Lord your God directed me to teach you to observe in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess, so that you, your children, and their children after them may fear the Lord your God as long as you live, by keeping all his decrees and commands that I give you, and so that you may enjoy long life. Hear, O Israel, and be careful to obey, so that it may go well with you, and that you may increase greatly in a land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God of your fathers, promised you. Verse 4.
Mine didn't stop there. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and thou shalt love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your might. And these words which I am commanding thee this day shall be in thine heart. Do you want to read verse 7?
No, go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them diligently upon your children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest down in thine house, and when thou walkest in the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Verse 8.
Tie them as symbols on your hands, and bind them on your forehead. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large, flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves you did not plant. Then when you eat and are satisfied, be careful that you do not forget the Lord, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Verse 13.
It's so awesome. Can you imagine God taking you into a city and there's complete furnished houses, complete crops, livestock, everything ready to harvest, coins, clothing, everything, and you just walk in and you take over.
It'd be like moving into an apartment, wouldn't it?
That's good. Like winning
Not
those
having
lottery.
to worry about it all.
It's like winning one of those houses that's in a lottery. You know, they always advertise for the heart stroke or whatever you can buy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, it's completely furnished and everything else. You know, we think, wow, that would be awesome. The only sad part is people have to die when we get it. But when we go to heaven, that's what it's going to be like. We're just going to walk in and there it is. Amazing. Anyways, verse
That's
13.
what he says. He promises he's going to
He's
give a
building
place for us.
houses for us. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are around you. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Verse 16.
Okay. Do not test the Lord your God as you did at Massa. Be sure to keep the commands of the Lord your God and the stipulations and decrees he has given you. Do what is right and good in the Lord's sight, so that it may go well with you, and you may go in and take over the good land that the Lord promised an oath to your forefathers, thrusting out all your enemies before you, as the Lord said. There again, he repeated it time and time and time and time again about obeying God, and you will live a blessed life.
Verse 20. And when thou son ask thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God hath commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from thence, and he might bring us in to give us the land which he sware unto our fathers. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. And that's the end of chapter 6.
And we're going to stop there.
Yes, we are. So that we don't run out in the middle of the verse like we oftentimes do. And please don't just watch part 1. Make sure you watch part 2. We're going to read chapter 7 of Deuteronomy, which is about, what's chapter 7 about?
Driving out the nations.
Driving out the nations. And then we're going to read from Mark 11. And we're getting like near the end of Mark. And it's about, mine doesn't have subtitles.
Mine does. So we'll have to see what subtitles say. Mark, the triumphal entry where Jesus goes into Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And Jesus cleans the temple. And I think that's...
And we're reading through 18.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, please don't go away. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
How many minutes do we have left? Can't read. I got my glasses on.